First, go to the Eclipse dashboard, which is F5GL. Eclipse dashboard, branch number, select GL branch. For transfer, we select shipping. This brings up all the measurements. Then you select reporting. And then we select multi. And now to pull up the list of measurements we want to look at, you use recall, which is Alt-R, type audit. It'll ask you if you want to append IDs, just hit enter for yes. And these are the 31 measurements. Escape. And now we send it to the whole file by pressing Alt-H. When the report's ready, Shift F2 will bring up the report, which will be the one at the top. Alt-L, download. Save it to your desktop because it's temporary. 232's name, open, ASCII no conversion, download document headings, yes. It's finished. Go to Excel, open, go to the desktop where you saved it. Change your file types to all files or it will not be visible. Find the file, which is I named 232. Open. You'll get a warning message. Select yes. You'll get the text import wizard. Select next. Arrow down and make sure your columns are lined up correctly. They usually are. If it looks good, hit next. Finish. This is the data we'll put in our report. And we will only copy and paste this data. So now open your audit template. Double click. Alright, here's our template. We go back to the data we just exported and select only the data. So right click, copy, go back to our audit. We'll come to starting in cell B5, which is right here, quantity. Right click, paste the values. Now you'll see the values go in. We can go ahead and give the audit this information, the branch number, the date you pull the information, which today is 5/6/19. And now we come down, you'll notice here blue fields are manual entry. This freight, emergency PO freight year to date comes through incorrectly on the data pool. So you'll have to come back to your dashboard and look right here at freight emergency PO year to date, and this branch is -1. So we'll come here and correct that, -1. And we also have a couple other things to do here. Remote order entry is also manual entry. So we have to come back to Eclipse, F3 orders, queue, remote order queue, enter the branch, enter, enter, leave these blank. Any orders in the remote queue that are left out there unworked will be displayed. This branch has 0. Sometimes you'll have a number down here that will show you how many orders are in the queue. So since this branch is 0, we come here and enter 0. So now to get the last measurements for this branch, we have to go to SSM. So access SSM, select, in this case, Oklahoma City, and we're going to find out open orders that have committed inventory over 90 days. So select the branch, select the tab Open Orders. Now we have to change these filters. So let's change Show Orders to Alerts. We want to exclude bids. We want to change our view to Alert Details. And then we want to look at only committed orders over 90 days. You have to hit your refresh. So now we see only orders over 90 days, which you can see here is $61,000. So now let's export that to a spreadsheet. We hit the export button and you'll see the little indicator at the bottom saying it's downloaded. So now go to the file that has been downloaded and you will see all these orders, and we want to add, although the dollars are here, we want to also add this to our sheet so we'll know the actual salespeople involved that have these open orders over 90 days so we can follow up and work with them to get these cleared up. So select the data only. Don't select the headings, just the data. Right click, copy, go back to our audit, go to the committed inventory over 90 day tab, and your A2 cell, right click, paste values. So now we see in this total, which this is the number we're going to pull into our summary report, our audit, you'll see $61,000. You can right click copy, go back to our audit, and we put that into this field. Now we got to get the shipments per order and the service level, which is a measurement of the required date. So let's go back to SSM, go back to home. You may have to change that to 50 or 15 or whatever to make sure you've got all the inside people included. So then you come across to your show, and let's pick the shipments per order first. You must hit the refresh button. So now we've got the shipments per order. You'll notice on this they're going to fix it, but this is month to date, these first 3 columns. This is all year to date, but this heading is wrong. This should say year to date orders and year to date shipments. So that'll be corrected at some point. So you download it by clicking the little Excel icon, and then we go to the downloaded report, which is this one. And we want to delete the first 3 columns because this all deals with month to date. Delete those columns, and then we only pick the data. Don't copy the headings. Right click copy, come back to our audit, come to the tab for deliveries and required date, and this is our shipments per order. So again, right click copy, we pull that in, works the same way. You'll come to your service level, which has to do with meeting required date. So again, you'll delete the month to date data, right click copy, come back to your audit, and we'll come here and right click paste the values. And what this is saying is, for example, this person has 380 orders year to date, and only 55% of them hit the required date. So we want to capture the branch's overall service level, which is 67%. So that's what we'll come back over here to service level. We'll enter 67%. And then the shipments per order. Here, again, this is saying this person had 605 orders and there's 1,024 shipments, so 1.7 shipments per order, which is not good. We want as close to 1 as we can. So you work with these people to try to eliminate shipment available and manage their orders better. But we want to capture the total for the branch, so that's 1.4. So we come back to shipments per order, 1.4. You'll notice these red and orange highlight when you start putting data in. This indicates whether they meet goal or not. If it's not highlighted, they've met goal. There are 3 or 4. So your goal is here. So in this case, it's 2. They've got 4 in this PO procure confirmation queue. So they're over enough. They missed it. So they got a 0 on their rating, and this turns red. This one, so their goal is 2. They've got 3, so they're just slightly over. So they get a score of 2, and this turns orange, indicating they're over, but not by a lot. Also, a thing that you have to make sure you do is select the size branch you're dealing with. This is Oklahoma City, which is medium. So you click this select branch as a drop-down, small, medium, large. And I know it's medium because I come to my ranges tab, and you can see small, medium, large based on sales volume. And I come down till I find Oklahoma City, and they are a medium, just barely, but in the medium category. If they're large, you would change it. And for example, if I was to change this to large, you would see some of these reds go away. Your goal is a little higher, so they've met some goals because of that. If I was to change it to small, you'd see a lot more red because a smaller branch should have less things hanging. But this is considered a medium branch, and this is where they are meeting their goals. Branch has an overall score, which is an average of all these ratings, so they've got a 2. You know, perfect would be a 3. Absolutely phenomenal would be a 4. But this is a 2, so there's some things to work on here. One last step I won't show you on this one, but if you see the 0 out here, these categories this is for the 0 type branches like Jackson, Tennessee, Nashville, which their inventory is in 0. So Nashville, the inventory is in 160. Jackson, Tennessee is in 90. For those particular branches, you have to do those slightly different. So you have to go back and run your Eclipse dashboard again separately. 160, again, GL, shipping on the transfer. You come down and find the categories that are marked with 0. And you have to manually enter those numbers in here and here, in the quantity in dollars. For example, inventory control, number of items on negative inventory report is a 0 branch. You have to run the dashboard, come down to inventory control, this one, number of items on report, and you would enter 4 and 5,598. Likewise, you would come down here, return goods queue. You have to pull that information. You come down to here, find the category we're measuring, put in the quantity dollars. But that's only for these that have 0. Everything else pulls through correctly, so it's just these few. Also, another thing we want to do as we do these reports is come down here and change. You see it says date in parentheses. Right-click, rename, and just move over that and change this to the date this data was pulled for this particular part of the report. So this is 5/6/19, and also here, of course, on the audit, you would change this to the date this is done. So what we can do on this one spreadsheet for branch 232, we might come back in a week or a month or whatever, do this again, have another audit with all these 3 tabs here again with different dates in a month or whatever down the road, and we can compare and see if we're making progress. But it all would be in with one spreadsheet instead of a bunch of different ones. As you work with the manager, you can indicate actions taken, what they plan on doing, what the next action is, if this is necessary, any comments about what's going on, and then we will eventually have in all these or most of these, tips on what they can do to improve each category, and they will have hyperlinks. So if they click this, it will take them out to a procedure to help them understand what they need to do in order to improve that category. So you can see unapproved APQ, this is what you need to do to work on that. We will also have some quick little video training deals that they can click to help them walk through on how to improve each one of these categories. The final thing would, of course, be to do a file, save as, and name the report, branch audit, and then put the branch number. And that is how you create your audit.